They're bringing back a recommendation, and they've hopefully massaged the conversation or the issue and heard all of the sides, as I'm sure we have and will, as it relates to each one of these that have been brought before us, as well as any that may come later. So just, consistency, and that kind of keeps you out of some
Yeah,
hot
and you will
water.
find that Commissioner Seal has records of everything we've talked about in the last 20 years.
Oh, I listen, I'm sure. She
She will
is
know
the
it all.
historian. And that's a good thing, Commissioner
She's
Seal.
got it on a piece of paper
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think the policy discussion. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said thank you.
Yeah, I think having the policy discussion is healthy. And you can even set a policy that allows even a supermajority to change the policy down the road, I'm saying. If you wanted to make a 5-year policy or something, and all of a sudden somebody, like you're supposed to wait 5 years after somebody retires from football to be allowed to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, somebody's saying, well, as soon as, Brady retires, he ought to be. Now, they're not going to waive that. But, I mean, the idea is that, some things happen that make you want to have some flexibility in the system to change. But anyway, we'll talk about that more on Tuesday. No filibustering. Commissioner Long, back to you. Are you okay with having the deeper dive discussion on Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, I think Commissioner Peters was wanting to have a.
Oh, did you have something, Commissioner Peters?
No, I apologize. I just got excited about our conversation and was looking for clarity, but she answered it. So
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks. Okay, go ahead.
Item 16 is a memorandum of understanding with Pinellas County School Board to provide capital improvement funding for hurricane shelter retrofits and for pre-identified Pinellas County schools.
Commissioner Flowers, go ahead.
And you all forgive me, I'm so sorry, but just looking at what their invoices are and then seeing that they also include in their invoice an additional 20% in overage for costs. We're already paying for labor within the invoice. We're paying for the materials to be used, which are the shutters. And we're paying for the lift and all of the equipment things to put them up, but there's that additional 20%. Is that standard?
I'd have to ask staff to come up. Lourdes, are you aware?
If it's standard, and that's the way that we work, that's fine. I'm just,
Yeah, to be honest with you, Commissioner, I'd have to look that up. I have all the information on square footage, what schools, a million other things, not that one.
okay, but do you see where it's the 20% on the invoice down at the?
I have the contract there with me, so
Okay.
I'd have to look at that
When you
piece.
get a chance,
Sure.
you know.
We'll
Bring
look
that back.
at, we'll look at that.
I'm just looking at,
Yeah.
because I'm like, if we're already paying you for all of this, why am I paying you another 20%?
I'm sure it's to cover
It could be
overages.
it could be good.
But why don't we look at that and we'll have an answer for you before Tuesday?
Sounds good.
And on Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
I'm sorry, I'm a woman
No, no, no.
shopping with
It's a great question.
Shopping with a checkbook.
I just don't have a good answer for you, so
that's
let us get that and get back to you.
I'm
Thank you, I
glad-
appreciate
I'm
it.
glad you're trying to keep the school straight.
Oh. If he's looking, he's probably like biting his nails.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Got a different hat on now. Okay, Human Services, we got a subrecipient funding agreement with Operation PAR, and this is for the substance abuse, or the Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Abuse Site-Based Program Grant. This is for $1.1 million from this grant. Item number 18 is a grant agreement with National Fish and Wildlife Foundation for funding in support of the Felipe Park Seawall Enhancement Project through the National Coastal Resiliency Program. $130,000 grant matched by $196,000 of county funds, equaling a project of $326,000. Item 19 is a resolution approving issuance of multifamily housing revenue bonds by Housing Finance Authority. This is for Jordan Park Apartments. This will be demolition of 31 units, rehab of 206 existing family units, and construction of 60 units of senior housing.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Commissioner Flowers.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
So some of you may know that I've been a part of a group on this issue for years. So I just have a couple of questions. I can, if I don't want to hold everybody up to date, I can certainly type them and send them to staff. But the questions that I have surround within the document, it's talking about the LLC that was formed, the Limited Liability Corporation that was formed, and that was formed after they purchased the property back from the organization that had it before, and there were some issues and concerns with upkeep and things of that nature. But within this document, it mentions that they would be, quote unquote, purchasing the units or purchasing these properties from that entity, but I thought they already had possession, the LLC already had possession of the entities and would not need to purchase them, that they can make the decision to do whatever they want. The other question I have is within the document, they talk about connecting with those individuals that will be displaced and allowing them like first dibs on coming back to the units. Those seniors that were in the 31 units, they were relocated over to the Burlington Apartments and some other places. But there have been a number of communications where some of the staff at the Housing Authority stated they didn't quite know where some of them had relocated to. And so I just want to make sure that they're able to, because they're all seniors. So I just want to make sure that they're able to find them and certainly offer that opportunity for them to come back once the 14-month construction project has been completed. The other part that they have in here is the relocation of residents while they're rehabbing the 206 units. When they first got Hope $6, you know, they would move some of the residents over to one side, work on the units, and then move them back. So they weren't moved completely away. But the units are full, so there's nothing empty to move somebody to in order for you to work on this side, which is going to cause some, a little confusion because you have children that go to a certain school. So now where they're going to move to until this is completed. So I'd just like for them to have some answers for us. You know, I'm concerned about the 3-story building over there. The tallest building in that location is Jordan Elementary School, and that's because it was built so many years ago and it's only 2-story. But I just want to make sure that whatever's being done, because so much has happened to these residents through all of this process, that the financing of the bonds will actually help them complete the project. They had applications that came through us at our last meeting that we didn't approve, that, you know, staff recommended we not approve because they were not appropriate for what they were asking the money for. So I just want to make sure that even with this, the bonding issue, I guess they're going to reapply or have reapplied, and then with whatever other capital they need to raise, that they'll actually be able to complete the project. It does state down in the language, it says, the Housing Authority will manage, and then it says, or some other entity. And that's the part that gives me pause.
Okay.
So,
Thank you for your questions. Hopefully we'll have some answers.
And we'll follow up with the housing,
Thank you.
with the Housing Finance Authority and make sure those questions are answered.
thank you, I appreciate it.
For Tuesday as well,
Correct.
if we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
or before, yeah, I just wanted
You
to
know, I
make
know,
sure.
but you're raising some good questions, so the rest of us would like to hear the answers as
Okay.
well, so. Okay.
Thank you, that's all.
Yep.
I'm done for today.
No, you don't have to be done for the day.
Don't speak so quickly.
We've got miles to go. No, I'm kidding. We're almost done.
And then the rest of the agenda is just reports.
Okay.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
And we'll talk redistricting a little bit, county administrator reports. The only thing under county commission, I'm going to be appointing Commissioner Justice as my backup for the elections in March. And I'll just look for you guys to approve that at the meeting. So if you have any real grave objections, please send it to me. I'm kidding. And then that's all I have. Does anybody else have anything before we adjourn? Okay, well, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.